What's up? Welcome back. I'm John Stark from MacMovieGuy.com. If you're a blind film critic, and today I'm going to recap Only Murders in the Building, Season 5, Episode 3. So what had happened was, they, when's last we left them, this is connecting to Episode 1, because 2 was a flashback episode. So we pick up where we left off in 1, where Oliver has just found Nikki's body and it's on him, and he's calling out to Charles and Mabel, who are in the game room, and they run out and they run around, and he gets the body on a cart and leaves with the body because Charles says something about how make sure you don't get your DNA on it. And the body fell on him, so his DNA's all over it. And they perform an autopsy, sort of, on Nikki's body. And the whole time, Bobby Cannavale kind of talks to Charles as if he's actually there, and kind of has these smart-ass comments to make. And they notice that, first of all, he's not missing any fingers. Rigor mortis hasn't set in. There's like a little burn on him, and they think it might be a freezer burn. And there's also a piece of paper that's inside of his mouth. Now, they have a new doorman, played by, this season, by Jermaine Fowler. And Oliver has to steal the ledger to check it out, to see what's in there. But they have a couple of fun interactions in the elevator where they're taking the body in and out of the elevator, and one of the residents keeps stepping in the elevator, and it's like, oh, it smells like a dead body in here. And Oliver just owns it, and he's like, it's me, okay? It's me. First, he tries to say it's menopause. It's just funny. And then so they have to kind of hurriedly get the body back to the dry cleaner before the next morning. And as soon as it ends up being Charles who gets the body back, because Oliver goes after the ledger, and Mabel gets stopped by or Thea, who's a new, I don't know, Instagram success story, I'm sure. But she's moved into the penthouse apartment. She's an old frenemy of Mabel's, played by Beanie Feldstein. There's no way this girl's the killer. There's not a chance. I immediately met her and I was like, I don't know how she works in this season, but there's absolutely zero chance that Beanie Feldstein is the killer in this. I mean, I don't even think she's that bright. She just throws a lot of shade. So it's gonna be a fun character, but I was like, if they somehow are able to craft this season to make this character the killer, bravo. Because upon meeting her, I was like, no, there's no way. No chance. So then they get the body back, and some cops come in, and they're like, they're crooked cops, because the whole time they're talking about, like, they know where the body's supposed to be, and they know what time of death to report and all that kind of stuff. So they've already been given information. Charles is able to take a picture of the cops before he sneaks out, and he rejoins the group. And then they decide, once they see what Oliver stole from the ledger, from poor new doorman Jermaine Fowler, who Oliver starts trying to tell him one of his stories, and the guy goes, oh no, the ledger said this might happen. About an old musical that he put up. Anyway, so they decide they have to go back into the game room at midnight, because that's the night that they're supposed to be. They notice the statement about the birds, and they think that those are going to be the mobsters, and they'll see if they can get in there ahead of time, then they can hide somewhere where they can see. But they don't get in there much ahead of the people who are coming into the game room. So yeah. So the three people who come in the game room, I kind of clocked the wrong person just because I knew Renee Zellweger was in there. In the first recap I did, I said she was playing the mob wife. It's not, it's Taya Leone who was playing the mob wife. Now we get Renee Zellweger with Christoph Waltz and Logan Lerman are playing three CEOs who are playing the game, and one of them is missing a finger, which is the reveal that we see at the end as our intrepid trio are caught a little bit in a place they can't get out of with the new mafia, which are the rich people. So we'll see how they get themselves out of this situation in episode 4. So yeah, some crazy guest stars this season, and Diane Wiest is playing the widow of our old doorman Lester. So that's great casting too. I love when we give something to Diane Wiest, although it feels like it's a small role, and it kind of reminds me of when she was on Mayor of Easttown and they had no idea what to do with her and they just eventually wrote her off the series. Can we put Diane Wiest in things where we can actually use her, because she's a 2-time Academy Award winner and she's amazing. And we also have 2 other 2-time Academy Award winners with Renee Zellweger and Christoph Waltz. This season is banging with Oscar winners, not just 1-time Oscar winners, but 2-time Oscar winners. When you get 3 2-time Oscar winners in the same season thus far, in season 5, that means people still want to show up to your show. Anyway, Meryl Streep, 3-time Oscar winner, because she's eventually going to come back. She hasn't yet, but she will. She's confirmed to appear again. So that's a 3-time Oscar winner. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. And I'm not grading the show yet. So these are just recaps. Eventually, at the end of this season, I will have a grade for the season for my tomato meter score. So right now, I would put this between like an 8 and 8.5, somewhere around in there. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the other side.